Well, hi everyone. It's been a couple of weeks. Hi from Lexi too. Thank you, baby. She can tell I'm having a hard time right now. More on that later, but a little more, not too much. Hi. Yes, I like you too. You gonna let me talk? I guess we'll try to talk with her nose buried in my t-shirt. It's been 2 weeks. I did not get 2 weeks worth of stitching done. This past week I did a grand total of 100 stitches. It's fine. It's fine. But let me show you what I did. Let me tell you what I'm planning to work on. And I have a little bit of haul, and we'll do that, and then I'll talk a little bit about some life stuff. But the big takeaway from the life stuff that stitchy people will need to know is I don't know when I'm going to do another video. When I have something to talk about. So yeah, but more on that later, like I said. Okay. Okay, can I start? All right, really uncomfortable. Stitching this week, or this past 2 weeks, or mostly 2 weeks ago, because this last week I didn't do anything. I gotta stop with the verbal pauses, but if I didn't have some of them in there, it wouldn't be me. And I cut a lot of them out. It takes minutes off my video every time, seriously. So I worked on 5 different projects. If you remember way back when, my plans for the past 2 weeks were I had 2 priority projects. I wanted to stay 1 cryptid behind on the cryptid sal, and I wanted to get my 100 a day in on Dealster. Okay, and then I have a wheel, active whips that I spin, which I'm thinking about modifying that, and I will talk more about that in a second as well when I get into plans. Just quit sitting on the haul. I don't need dog butt on it. So the first couple, the wheel landed on, I'm going into whips right now. It made sense in my head. The first 2 that I'm going to show you only got about 100, 200 stitches in on each. Hi. What in the heck, girl? What? The first one is We Do Disney. And the last time I showed it to you, it looked something like this. And I got a little over 100 stitches done, so here's where I'm at right now. So I think last time I had the is done was about the only thing, so I got all it takes, and then I started to work on little. So yeah, not very much done on this one at all, but every little bit is progress. This will not be done in time for Christmas. No way, no way, no how. But there it is. Still working on it. Next up, Grimm's Fairy Tales. It has been a really long time since I worked on this one because I hate it. But it's for my niece, so I have to work on it. I can't just give it away because she's seen it, she knows it exists, and she will expect it at some point. And she's 6, so sooner rather than later. 5, she's 5. Okay, or is she 6? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. No, she's 5, she's 5. 5. Okay, she started kindergarten this year. So cute. First day of school pictures. Anyway, so Grimm's Fairy Tales. The last time I showed it to you way long ago. It's going to take me forever to find this on the old Flosstube videos. It looked like this. And I only got 200 stitches done on it. And here is where I'm at right now. So I've been working on filling in the tower. And I got a little bit more of the witch's dress done. So I'm working in that green color. The wheel landed on it once. I really wanted to spin again. I didn't. Victory. Because I don't like this one. I don't know why. It's cute. It's not really hard to work on. It's not really my speed, and there's so many other things I'd rather work on that when it lands on it, I kind of go, oh. So, but I am working on it. I guess. Kind of, sort of. It will get done someday. And I'm still working on Rapunzel. So there she is. Nice long hair, tower, witch, half a prince, half a horse. It'll get done. It will. Maybe I'll stitch some more this afternoon after I get home from the grocery store. I don't know. One that got actually a little bit done was my wheel landed on Spooky Magic twice in the past 2 weeks. And so I worked on the Spooky Hollow Kevin Sal. Hashtag, or not spooky, Sleepy Hollow Kevin Sal. Hashtag Sleepy Hollow Kevin Sal. And the last time I showed this one to you was my last video, and it looked like this. Barely started. And here is where I'm at now. So I am doing what I always do in that I'm working my way up to the top left-hand corner as it's facing me, so that I can start there and kind of work my way across and down. I center start, but then I like to find the top corner and work my way down. I don't know. It works for me. So that's what I do. So here's where I am. So I've got parts of the horse. This is the horse's snout here, and parts of the moon behind him. This is the tree up in the top. Slowly but surely working on getting this one together. This is my Spooky Magic, hashtag Spooky Magic all year round, if you're following me there. This is my Spooky Magic project for the month. So I have one more week and some change that if it lands on Spooky Magic, this is the one I'll work on. And then my last two. These are the ones that I had goals to work on every day, currently modified to every day that I stitch, which I did actually make with the first one I'm going to show you, which is Deal Struck. And the last time I showed it to you, it looked like this. And I am really disappointed in myself for where I'm at with this one. But I did make progress, and I'm going to continue to make progress. I've got to buckle down. But anyway, here's where I'm at now. So what you can see is I finished this little corner here that was the last of the color, which I think is part of the problem here, because the rest of this, all the rest of this page, this is all black. All black. It is the most fun to stitch ever, let me tell you. So yeah, I'm working on it slowly but surely, but I need to remind myself, once I get done with this, I get to go back up here to color. Get to do pretty stuff. At least part of Sebastian's hand, maybe even getting into CL's hair. No, I think it's all hand, but it's still, it's not black. So I gotta get going. But yeah, so that's where I am with this one. I should be somewhere in here, if not done with this column, but I haven't wanted to stitch, so I haven't. And then the last one is the Cryptid Sal. And the last time I showed it to you, I was wrapping up Frogman and it looked something like this. And I did not reach my goal. Are we shocked? No. I just told you, I barely stitched. My goal was to be finished with Jackalope and working on Yeti. Finished with Jackalope by Friday, and it's now Sunday. And be working on Yeti. Because the new one just came out, and it's the Ahu, something. I don't know how to say it. It's from Indonesia or something. But anyway, that was my goal and I didn't get there. And here is where I'm at right now. So I did finish Frogman. I really like him. I really think he's cute. Finished Frogman. I am almost done with Jackalope. I probably have about one more day worth of stitching in here. A few hundred stitches and I'll be done with that. And then it goes, Yeti is next to it and then we kind of move out from there. So I'll let you see those a little closer. I think they're adorable. I really am loving this one. I just haven't been loving life lately, so that's why I didn't get as much stitching done as I wanted. But I'm not too far behind. I just need to finish up Jackalope and get my butt moving on Yeti. Who am I kidding? It's Thanksgiving week. So yeah, it's still gonna be behind the next time you see it. But I'm gonna make a valiant effort to catch up. So that's what I worked on the last 2 weeks. Not a whole lot, not a lot of progress. I am disappointed in myself, but stuff and things. So, plans. My thought is I'm probably like the first 3 nights of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can probably do my regular stitchy plan. So deal struck, cryptids, if I have time, spin the wheel. That's obviously not going to work because Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, I will leave for Michigan. And I'll be up there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll come back Sunday. So, I can't take my whole... The way I have my master set of DMC set up, it doesn't travel easily. Well, I mean, really, there's not a lot of forms you could have it travel easily because even in boxes, it takes several. But... So I can't just take everything. I don't want to pull a lot of stuff out, but I do have one project kitted to travel, and that is the Cozy Cafe cell. So I think I might just take Cozy Cafe with me, and if I get any stitching time, I'll work on that. And I might actually take my knitting with me. So that's week 1. Week 2, the end of November, beginning of December, hopefully I'll be back to my regularly scheduled plans and schedule. Regularly scheduled schedule. Lots of ums today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The one thing that I was thinking about doing to modify plans was I was thinking about adding 2 spaces to the wheel. 1 space for non-stitchy project, probably mainly knitting, but I have a couple of other things I would like to work on if I can ever get around to doing them, so that I could take a night off and still do something crafty. The other space that I was thinking to add to is just grab a random old project and work on it, because I have a lot of old projects that as I'm going through, I'm like, oh, I really like this one. I really like this one. And I have a space for new start on there if there's something I want to start, but I don't have a space for pull pull out something that you just haven't looked at in a while that you really want to. And Wonders of the Solar System just finished, and I'm like, I'd like to work on that. And There Is No Planet B is about to finish, and I'd really like to work on that. So, and a lot of my other projects. So I'm thinking of adding those 2 spaces to the wheel. The con is that's going to take away the opportunity for some of these other things to get worked on, particularly Grimm's and We Do Disney, which are gifts that need to be finished at some point so that they can be finished and presented. And obviously they're not going to make Christmas, but I need to finish them at some point. So, yeah. So the con is it would take away from those. The pro would be I get to work on some other things that I just don't feel like I have time for, that could kind of probably bring some of my stitchy joy back. Or even, like I said, pulling out my knitting. There's so many knitting projects I want to do, and I couldn't even tell you where. I have 2 sets of size 1 double pointed needles, and 1 set is at work. I couldn't tell you where the other set is, but I intended to have 2 sets, 1 for work and 1 for home, so that I could work on things at both places. And I don't know where the other ones are, which means I haven't used them in way too long. So I'm thinking about doing that. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. I wish you could see her. She looks so cute. So that is WIPs. That's plans. Haul. Haul actually kind of plays into plans for January. So I've mentioned this before. If you're relatively new, I am planning to do a stitch along in January. It's going to start on January 17th, which is the actual birthday. I'm doing it for Betty White's 100th birthday. We're doing a Betty White Sal. And I've picked a project, but I'm not married to it, in that I know some people aren't particularly fond of it. And if you've got another project, like another Golden Girls project or whatever that you want to work on instead, feel free. But the one I chose was the Walk Fast sampler from Lindy Stitches. And I had ordered almost all of the flosses, but when I ordered, I used the called for color and cotton instead of the DMC conversion. And when I ordered, they were out of 2 colors. And so I got waitlisted for those 2 colors. And finally, in the last couple weeks, they became available. So, crinkles ahead. The problem was, I got the email that said this one was available. So this is Primitive Plum. Again, these are from Color and Cotton. Oh, you don't need to see my old notes. Let's try a blank page. It's Primitive Plum from Color and Cotton. And when I went to order this, it was like $3, and then the shipping was going to be $4.55. This is why Floss never travels alone. And I was like, well, I could wait until, I think there's one other color I still need. I could wait until that one is available. But in the meantime, I run the risk that they will sell through the lot that they dyed of this color, and then I won't be able to get this one. Because I didn't know how long that was going to be until the other one was available. And I actually wasn't 100% sure there was another one. I thought I remembered there being 2 out of stock. So, no Floss travels alone, so I had to get some fabric so that I wasn't paying more for shipping than I paid for the actual item. So, I got a fat 1/8. I didn't buy a fat 1/4. I didn't go crazy. And this is Over the Moon. Are you surprised I bought a gray? So it's 16 count Ada, gray, over the moon. That would look really nice on it. Maybe. And then a week later, because I was so worried that it would take so long that the other one would be out of stock, a week later, the other one came into stock. There was a second one. So, of course, I had to do the same thing. So, this is, I don't know how to say this, Vertiter Blue, again from Color and Cotton. And again, no floss travels alone. But I didn't want to spend too much, so I got another fat eighth of Ada. And this one is Swiss Coffee. I bought a beige, can you believe it? So, there it is. But wait, there's more. They sent me a free gift. So, I got these two lovely unnamed flosses, a red and a blue, that I'll use at some point. So that was all of my haul. I expect that my Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month for November should ship any day now. But I don't know for sure. So that should be here the next time I record. And depending on when the next time I record is, my December fabric from Mystic could be here too. I don't know, it just depends. So that's all the stitchy stuff. If that's what you're here for, thanks so much for dropping by. I'm glad to see you. Hope to see you again. Have a great week. If you stick around for other stuff, I got some. So yeah, let's chat. So, reading, watching, listening to. I haven't been doing a lot. Are you surprised? I'm not. That's not entirely true. So, I finished volumes 28 and 29 of Yona of the Dawn, and I finished volumes 29 and 30 of Yona of the Dawn and volume 30 of Black Butler. So, I'm all caught up on Black Butler for now. Yona, there's, I think 31 is out and 32 comes out like the second week of December. So I've got a little bit more to do to catch up there. And that one has a pretty regular release schedule. I don't know when volume 31 of Black Butler is being released, but I do know it's not out because I looked. I'm still working on The House of Hades. I have about 2 hours left on the audiobook. So there's that. And I started reading The Promised Neverland, the next volume of that. Where did I read that? Oh, I read it. I started it while I was waiting for my mandatory 15 minutes after I got my COVID booster. So I'm boosted. Yay! So that's reading. And the other thing was, I had been partway through Terry Pratchett, Lord and Ladies, which is like the 11th or 12th or 13th book in the Discworld series, somewhere in there. And my loan at the library ran out. So it came back around to me. So I'm working on reading that one as well. And then watching, I haven't been watching anything. Yeah, I haven't. And there's a bunch of stuff coming out that I want to see, or I should want to see. And objectively, I know I want to see, but I just don't feel like seeing right now. Because I know Wheel of Time, the first season came out this week. Hawkeye is about to. I still haven't seen the last 2 Marvel movies. 10 Rings is out on Disney Plus now, so I could actually see that one. But I haven't been watching anything, which has been part of the problem, I think. So, that's reading, watching, listening to. I am having life updates kind of going along with reading. I am having a thing. So I ordered my nephew's birthday book, and then the most recent batch of manga that I ordered, I ordered them from Barnes & Noble. And I haven't ordered from Barnes & Noble in a while, but they actually had a couple volumes of Yona of the Dawn that I thought I wasn't going to be able to get. So I thought I'll order through them. And when I went to pay and I put in my email address and password, it said I didn't have an account. So I double checked in my password keeper. Yeah, that's the right password. Okay, well, maybe for some reason I changed it and my password keeper didn't update. So, reset password, entered email address. Email address not recognized, no account with this email address. So I didn't think anything of it. I started, and that is the email address that I use for everything. So it would have been this email address. I didn't think anything of it. I set up a new account, I ordered. And then it dawned on me that my Nook account was in the old email address. So if the old email address had no account, what happened to all my Nook books? And I am in the middle of this has been going on for the last 5 days. So I sent them an email. I said I have 2 accounts. First thing I did was I got onto my iPad and I opened the Nook app, and it immediately logged me out and logged me back in, which was what I was hoping it would not do. So it logged me out and logged me back in, and when it logged me in, I have 4 things in there that are obviously courtesy titles that they throw in there, to try and get you to use Nook. This is a magazine and a couple of books I've never heard of. And none of my books, none of them. So I emailed customer service. And they're like, well, you can't have 2 accounts with the same email address. It'll give you an error. I'm like, I know, I screwed up by making the new account. I know that, but my books are somewhere. Can we get to them? So they're like, well, I said, I have my old Nook. I don't use it anymore because I use my iPad, but I have my old Nook. Is there some way we can transfer the books from the Nook to my iPad? Is there some way I can do that? So they asked me for the serial number of the Nook and the email address for the account. So I gave them the email address, I gave them the serial number for the Nook, and they said, no, it's a different email address. So we need the right email address. We need, keep in mind, I haven't been using my Nook a lot lately. It's probably been a couple years because I haven't been traveling. So, which is when I used it. So they wanted the email address, which they'd already told me the one that I was sure it was wrong. And they wanted either the last 4 digits or the billing address of the credit card that was associated with the account. And they wanted the name of one of the titles in the library. I'm like, well, okay. If it has the wrong email address, it probably has the wrong billing address for my credit card. And I have no idea which card I would have had on the account. So I'm not even going to try card number. So I sent them every email address I could think of that I've had in the last 10 years. And I sent them every place that I'd lived for the last 15 years, every billing address I had had. It's not one of those. So basically they're telling me that there's no way that I can get my books. That's upsetting to me. got a lot of books in there too. Okay, so I hadn't read them in 2 or 3 years, but the point in buying a book is so that you have it. If I wanted to just read one time, I would have used the library. That's what that's for. But so it's been kind of a mess, and it's frustrating. What have I been doing if I haven't been stitching and I haven't been watching TV and I haven't been reading? When I'm struggling, I tend to do a couple things. I play nonograms, and I play Stardew Valley, and I play games on my phone, because I have to think about those things enough that my mind can't wander and dwell on all the things that are bothering me, but I don't have to think so much that like I have to really think. And I think the reason I haven't been stitching is because since I don't watch a lot of TV and stuff while I stitch anymore, my mind wanders, and it gives me an opportunity to dwell on that stuff. So I've played a ton of Stardew Valley. I've gotten through like an entire growing season and a half. Actually, I'm almost done. Like 2 weeks ago, I was at the beginning of winter, and I'm a few days away from ending spring now. So yeah, I've played a lot of Stardew Valley. So yeah, that's what I've been doing instead. Why? I'm getting frustrated. No new news on the job stuff. So it's looking like I have to give 3 weeks notice. So any job that I get by now, it's going to be mid-December before I can stop working where I am and start working at the new place. So I don't know that I want to move in the winter to northern Michigan. I mean, moving there would be, like, being there would be fine, but moving would be a nightmare. I could just see, with my luck, the weekend I planned to move and have a truck rented, we'd have a major snowstorm, and it'd take me like 15 hours to get there, driving a big, huge truck. So yeah, not at the top of my list of want to do things. So that's frustrating to me. I want this to be over. I want something in my life to be settled. And it doesn't help that we're coming up on Christmas. So, because it's almost Thanksgiving. I don't know, for those of you who are not in the United States, I don't know how much you know about our holiday season, but the day after Thanksgiving pretty much officially kicks off Christmas season in the United States. So we're getting to Christmas season like next week. So I'm going to say this now, because I sometimes need someone to say this to me. So if you need that, I'm going to be the person to say it for you. It is okay if you're not super excited about the holiday season. It's okay if you're not super cheerful all the time. If you feel kind of grinchy. You don't know anyone anything. I struggle with the holidays. The holidays are really hard for me. For reasons I'm not going to go into, because I'm not trying to make this into a pity party. Too late, right? But I just needed someone to tell me that when everybody around me is getting all excited, like, oh, it's Christmas and I have this to do and I have that to do and I'm going to see this person and I have a gift for that person, and I'm feeling none of that. That's okay. You don't have to be up all the time. You don't have to love Christmas. You can do that without being Ebenezer Scrooge. So if you need someone to tell you that, there you go. It's okay. You don't have to be happy. I mean, obviously, you should do everything that you can to try to be happy, but your feelings are valid, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for them. So There you go. Now you've heard it. So, I'm not going to end this on a down. No way. So, I'm going to tell you one thing that I'm excited about that might happen. Since I'm probably not going to move until the spring, I'm kind of going ahead and planning as if I'm going to be around for the spring at the dance studio, which is show time. So I need to start thinking about if I'm going to do a number. But one thing that is different this year, if you remember several months ago, I made a cross stitch for one of the teachers who was leaving the studio, who had been the director for a number of the formation teams that I had been on. But with her leaving, we don't have anyone that teaches tap anymore. And the last 3 or 4 years, we've had a tap number in the recital. It's not a recital, it's a showcase. We've had a tap number in the showcase. And without her here, I was talking to one of the other women that usually does the tap number with me, and we're like, well, what are we gonna do? I have nobody here to teach it. So I volunteered to choreograph it. I've never choreographed for anyone but myself before, so this should be interesting. I'm in the process of writing the proposal and trying to figure out, in order to get the class scheduled, I have to fill out this proposal that's what I'm planning to do, the times I'm planning for it to run, music choice to make sure that it fits with the overall theme of the show, costume choice so that they know how much to charge people, because we include costumes in the price of the class. It's not a separate expense, so you know up front. So I'm in the process of getting all that nailed down, but I'm pretty excited. I've never choreographed for a group, but I think it will be fun. I know at least one of the people that I will be working with, this other lady that I was talking to, and we always have a lot of fun together, and I'm pretty sure there's at least one other person that is very excited about it. So I think we can have a good time. I think it'll be fun, and I hope I get to do it. So I think that might be what I do this afternoon to kind of cheer me up, is finish putting together that proposal. And then I'll finish my jackalope. Let's finish the jackalope today. So that's really it. That's all I have. I wish I had more stitching to show you. I wish I could tell you when I'll be back. Ideally, 2 weeks. So, that would be the first week of December, the first Sunday recording, the first Monday posting. I just don't know if I'm going to get any stitching done to be worth having it. So, I don't know. I'll see you sometime. I'm not quitting. That's the important thing. I'm not stopping doing Flosstube. I'm going to still do it. I just don't know when I'm going to have anything worth talking about, because it's the holidays and it's crazy. So I hope you all have a great week. Those of you in the United States, have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Be careful if you're out there traveling. And be careful if you're going to be out there Black Friday shopping. Better you than me. I'm not doing it. And that's it. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Bye.